Hello everyone, my name is Heather Lewin. I will be your instructor for Library 1600. I am one of the many librarians here at Parks Library. I deal with a lot of the chemical and biological sciences and some engineering. In addition to that, I am also a part-time student working on another master's degree. My bachelor's was in biochemistry, and I have a master's degree in library science, and I'm working on one in human-computer interactions. So trying to figure out how to best integrate people and the interfaces they work with. In addition to being an overall nerd, I also like to knit and crochet and hike and travel. So I understand the complexities of life, and hopefully we'll be able to offer some compassion and understanding as you go through this course. These are some pictures of some of my favorite places that I have traveled to, and my family, who I do most of my traveling with. This class, I know, is probably not the one that you are most excited about this semester. I understand that it's a required course, but I think that it's vitally important. Obviously, since I teach it, I think it's important, but also the university thinks it's really important that you are able to find information, to do it effectively and efficiently, to think critically about what you're finding, to evaluate it, and then to use it ethically. So one of my favorite YouTubers, John Green, he runs a number of courses through Crash Course, and he did one on navigating digital literacy about 6 years ago that I still think is really important and very on point even today, that many years later. He said this quote that I really love. It says, "I find myself scrolling into the infinite, refreshing to see what's newer than the news that broke 10 minutes ago, passively ingesting all kinds of information without pausing to consider the quality of that information, or it's how it's shaping the understanding of the universe and my place in that universe." And as we let that happen, as we allow ourselves to fall into the vast endlessness of passive scrolling, we allow the information we ingest and the algorithms feeding us that information to shape who we are as people, how we think, what we value, whom we trust, and what we do. And I think that's really important to our understanding. Our goal here in the library is to help you get information, to use it ethically, so that you can be a better part of our growing community and an active participant therein. I searched for a great quote about communication. Good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. This was set by Nat Turner. And I think it's really important, because we don't meet face-to-face, that if you are struggling, if you have questions or need clarification, that you reach out and communicate. I can't see that in your faces or read your expressions because we're not meeting face-to-face. So if you need me or assistance or clarification on anything, you're going to need to be proactive in reaching out. You can do that via email. I am perpetually online. Although I do halt my activities for business stuff at about 5 o'clock and pick back up at about 7 o'clock. Occasionally I'll get an email from me or communication after that time period. That is the exception, not the rule. So if you contact me after hours or on the weekends, don't anticipate getting a response until the next working day. Hopefully that's clear. It allows me to be human and to function in my spaces. It allows you the opportunity to not expect, to know the expectations there about communicating. In addition to emailing, there's a place on our course website to be able to set up an appointment. Please use that. We can meet in person in the library or via Zoom. Either of those is good options. If you are struggling and I'm not available, your schedule doesn't mesh well with mine, please reach out. We can schedule a different time, or you can meet with one of the many other lovely librarians here in the building. So feel free to communicate that. And on that note, hopefully you have a great semester and you are able to, with the skills we impart this semester, be able to interact more wholly with your communities and with the people, to be able to find and use information better. Best of luck. Thanks.